Hi, welcome to the Celebrity Gossip channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the highest paid female rappers of last year, and I'm also going to be talking about CardiB saying that she inspired the new generation of female rappers. And I'm also going to be talking about Nicki confirming her collaboration with Kim Petras. And I'm also going to be reviewing Nicki&NBA Youngboy's collaboration called What the F. Then the final topic I'll be talking about is Doja Cat saying that she is quitting music. Over the last 12-13 years since Nicki debuted into the mainstream, female rappers been on and up. In terms of stats, obviously you have a lot of new female rappers, who don't really write like that, no offense, but I mean obviously in terms of stats, in chart-wise, female rappers definitely are up. Because obviously after Nicki debuted, she did obviously have a lot of mainstream success, and a lot of record labels saw that she was having a lot of success, so they wanted to obviously have their own female rappers that would then have that same type of success. Because obviously before Nicki debuted, right, in the late 2000s, there were not really that much mainstream female rappers. There weren't really that much. And female rap had basically been at its drop. All of the stars from the 90s and the early 2000s, like Lil Kim, Missy Elliott, Eve, Queen Latifah, Foxy Brown, they were not really putting out music like that. Some of which, like Queen Latifah, decided to do film. Others, like Missy Elliott apparently had health issues and stuff like that. I think Lil Kim did go to jail, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, basically female rap, it was at a drop. And obviously in 2010, NickiMinaj debuted into the mainstream with her debut album Pink Friday. This album that Nicki made obviously changed female rap forever, because it actually revived female rap, and it showed people in the industry, record labels and stuff like that, that they were still marketable. So over the last 12 years since she's debuted, a lot of people have obviously felt like she has been the reason why female rappers are so successful right now. A lot of people have often credited her for making room for the new generation of female rappers. As you've obviously seen, a lot of new female rappers give her props, say that they were inspired by her and stuff like that. But a lot of people, aka CardiB fans and even herself, have often felt like she is the underdog and that she has influenced or inspired new female rappers. And CardiB apparently even said this on Station Head. Take a listen.
You know what I'm saying? People try to deny my influence. People try to deny the doors that I open, but I don't give a fuck what they try and deny, because at the end of the day, my influence is on these. You know what I'm saying? My influence is on these videos, on these fashions, on these aesthetics, on the way these talk, on these characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you know what I'm saying? People could.
It's undeniable.
Now I will be honest with you, right? I'm not really someone who really listens to Cardi B's music like that. I'm obviously familiar with her hits and stuff like that, but lyrically speaking, I don't really think she's that talented. However, to be unbiased, right, I do think she has obviously accomplished a lot in her career. I cannot take that away from her. She's obviously done a lot. You have to give her props for that. However, I don't think she's inspired or paved the way for the new girls. Because let's be clear, because a lot of the things that her fans say she's done is music videos, like set the bar for music videos. But let's be fair, even though I applaud her for having nice music videos, right, because that's nice, that's good, it shows you're putting in effort. However, there were artists back in the day that were doing that, like Missy Elliott, like Nicki Minaj, right? There were obviously artists that were doing that. So female rappers having great music videos is nothing new. So I don't really understand that. It's nice that she obviously puts effort into her music videos, but would I say she's the blueprint behind female rappers making iconic music videos? I would not. So that's where I'm kind of like a bit lost. And then she started talking about how you can tell by how people talk that she's in the fashion and stuff like that. A lot of the times, right, entertainers, public figures often set trends. They often set fashion trends. I am not familiar And anyone down below in the comment section can let me know if I'm wrong. I am not familiar with any fashion trend she has set. She has had some good looks, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say she is a fashion icon. You know, she's not at that Rihanna type of status. You know, she's obviously, again, she's broken a lot of records. You know, I give her props for that. But do I think she's a fashion icon, or that people are looking to her in the fashion department? No. No, I don't think that. That's very delusional. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to call out as it is. I don't think she's paved the way for the new girls, in my opinion. I think Nicki did that. Okay, because you got to look for it. At the time CardiB was being signed, music was changing. We started to see a lot more of that trap. So this obviously meant, you know, that rap was in demand. You know, rap was in demand. Labels obviously now wanting to sign female rappers, and the reality of it is, the labels had wanted to sign female rappers after Nicki debuted, right? But a lot of them, like Atlantic, allegedly wanted, if they wanted to sign female rappers, you had to allegedly go against Nicki. You know, you had to write a diss track, and there were even two female rappers who actually claimed that Atlantic allegedly paid or wanted to pay them, um, you know, 250K to diss Nicki. So I do find it very delusional. You know, that CardiB just tries to act like, oh, I'm this influence. Oh, they're here because of me. No, no, they're here because of Nicki. You're here because of Nicki. You know what I mean? I just think it's very delusional that she acts that way. And everyone knows the real reason why labels started signing female rappers was because of Nicki, because of how successful she had been. So whenever I see CardiB trying to take props for that, it does kind of piss me off. Because let's be clear, Atlantic would not have signed her if it was not for Nicki. Let's be clear. But yeah, now I have heard a lot of fans say that they believe she's saying this to troll Nicki, because obviously Nicki often says that, you know, she's the blueprint, and that she has sons, you know, and that she's, you know, the GOAT and has influenced people, which she has, because she, you know, you can clearly see that when you look at the new generation of female rappers. When I look at the new generation of female rappers, right, I don't see CardiB in there. I'm sorry, but I just don't. I just don't. So I think it's ridiculous when she goes around saying that. So it makes it difficult for me to really take her seriously. Now I do think there is a difference between inspiring and paving the way versus lowering the bar. In my humble opinion, I feel like she lowered the bar. I don't feel like she necessarily paved the way. Right, so the reason why I'm saying this, right, is because obviously, if you've noticed, with the new generation of female rappers, like the Sweets, well, to be exact, the ones I'm about to talk about, you know, like the Sweeties and the CardiBs and the IceSpices, right? If you notice with them, a lot of the times, if you hear a lot of their fans speak about them, a lot of the times the reason why they praise them is because they're likable. They talk about them being likable, they talk about them having nice personalities and stuff like that. 90% of the time, whenever I've heard people praise those three female rappers, it's never about the bars. It's never about their punchline. It's never about, you know, their skill. As a rapper, it's more so about them being caricatures, you know, about them being personalities and stuff like that. And even though there's nothing wrong with being likable, you know, and having a nice personality, that does not define talent. So if I feel like if there's any impact CardiB has necessarily had on hip hop or female rap, I feel like it's definitely her lowering the bar. Like, let's just be honest, because let's be clear, when CardiB debuted, you know, in 2017, 2018, you know, with Invasion of Privacy, the number one thing I specifically remember hearing people praise her for was, oh, she's so likable. Oh, she has such a nice personality. That was the main thing I remember hearing people say about her. But I remember when Nicki debuted, you know, and the number one thing I heard people praising her for was her verses, you know, her bars, you know, her alter egos and stuff like that, you know. So I can't really sit there and say CardiB's been so influential when the impact that she's had has kind of affected female rap in a negative way, because now a lot of these female rappers, they don't really care about putting in effort in their bars anymore, you know, or into their rap. It's more so about being likable. And I want to be fair, I did hear that IceSpice does right, but the issue is, I will give her props that she does right, or I will give her props for that, but her bars are ass. Her bars are terrible. Her bars, and I can't even call them bars. I think I'm being nice by calling that shit that she says bars. Her bars are just, I mean, they're just not very strong. That's why I'm using her, like as an example, because people don't praise her for her bars. They praise her for being likable and stuff like that, because her bars are non-existent. But anyway, moving on from that, the next topic I wanted to talk about is Doja Cat quitting music. So she recently said this on Twitter, and if you are aware of Doja Cat, you will know that she often says this, and she is, a big troll. So it can be very difficult to really take her seriously, because I don't even know whether she's trolling or not. Because I do remember last year, around the time of the Grammy Awards, she said she was quitting music. Well, obviously we know that didn't happen. So you can never really, be sure when it comes to Doja Cat. So Doja Cat did announce that she would be no longer doing pop music, because she is often, in the last 3 years since she blew up, has dealt with a lot of backlash, because some people kind of feel like she isn't rap enough, because obviously she does do a lot of pop rap, like Say So and Kiss Me More and stuff like that. So a lot of people do feel like she isn't rap enough. Now, in my humble opinion, I do think she's a very diverse artist. My only thing is I just don't understand why people often say that about Doja Cat, like there haven't been male rappers that have done the same thing. So that has always been interesting to me. So this is what Doja Cat said on Twitter. She ended up saying, "I also agree with everyone who has said majority of my rap verses are mid and corny. I know they are. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I just enjoy making music, but I'm getting tired of hearing y'all say that. I can't, so I will. No more pop." So she said that on Twitter, and obviously a lot of people were confused. Now, do I personally think she's no longer going to do pop music? No. Only because I highly doubt her label, RCA, who have made millions off of her pop sound, her pop rap sound, right, will just randomly let her abandon that audience that has basically propelled her to the mainstream. I highly doubt they would let her do that. I think RCA will let her possibly dabble into a more rap sound. But do I think she'll completely have no pop songs on her album? I doubt that. I highly doubt that. Moving on from that, there was a list that was reported about the top earning female rappers in 2022. So at number 3, you have Megan Thee Stallion, who reportedly made 8 mil. Number 2, you have Cardi B, who reportedly made 11.9 mil. And of course, at number 1, you have Nicki Minaj, who reportedly made 33 mil. Yeah, congrats to all of them. I'm not really surprised Nicki's at number 1. I was a bit surprised Doja Cat wasn't at number 2. That did surprise me, not gonna lie. Only because obviously Doja had a decent year. She had a good year, But anyway, the final topic I wanted to talk about is so NBA YoungBoy and Nicki dropped a collab over the weekend called What the F. Now I did listen to the collab. Now I gotta be honest, right? I appreciate both artists. I think both artists are very talented. But I have to be honest, I do think Nicki kind of carried that song. Only because I was not really impressed with NBA YoungBoy's part. And I have to be honest, I just feel like he just used too much auto-tune. And I hate it when artists do that, because you can't really take the record seriously. Like NBA YoungBoy, he used so much auto-tune on that song, you could not even understand a single word he was saying, I could not understand why the hell he had to use so much auto-tune. I don't get the point of that. It just sounded annoying. I did not really care for his part. The only part I really enjoyed was Nicki's verse, because she actually did very well. I think she saved the song in my humble opinion. I don't know why NBA Youngboy had to ruin that song with so much damn auto-tune. These rappers gotta let the auto-tune thing go. It's not, in my opinion, it's never really sounded good in the first place. But anyway, I do think Nicki carried that song. Not only that, over the weekend as well, Nicki did confirm her collaboration with Kim Petras, because there were rumors going around that they had a collab, but obviously Nicki then confirmed it. It's set to drop on April the 21st, and the song is called Alone. I did hear the teaser. The teaser does sound very good. Now, I will be honest, at first I was a bit indecisive about whether I wanted a collaboration or not, mainly because I'm not really that familiar with Kim Petras' music. And obviously, I like when my favorite artists collaborate with people that I know, because then at least I can somewhat predict how it will sound or whether I will be impressed with the collab or not. Because I don't want to get my standards too high and then feel disappointed. However, I did hear the teaser. The teaser does sound good. I'm not gonna lie. I can see it being a hit. I can definitely see it being a hit, especially when summer's coming soon. So I can see the song doing well. But yeah, just to let you know, I did recently upload the first episode of the Career Breakdown series. The link is in the description, so if you want to check that out, it would be much appreciated. Episode 1 is on Nicki Minaj. The Career Breakdown series is on celebrities, public figures, etc. It's basically on a run through of their careers, why they are so successful, and what made them so successful. So if there's anyone you want me to do an episode on, let me know. I am doing episode 2. It will be on Whitney Houston. I might release it sometime next week, possibly earlier. I will let you know. Let me know what you think about the topics discussed in the video. Do you think Doja Cat will actually quit music and that she's no longer doing pop? Also, let me know what you think about the top earning female rappers. Do you think Doja Cat should have been on that list or not? And also let me know what you think about the Kim Petras upcoming collab. Do you think the song will do well, or do you think it might underperform? And let me know what you think about the NBA Youngboy collab. Do you agree with my point that the song was just a bit, carried by Nicki, or do you think the song was good? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.